Hey guys, my name's Hubie Stoermann. I'm 17 and from Kansas City. This is my YouTube channel, obviously. I'm going to be discussing LGBT issues and dance-related topics. First of all, I'd like to thank anyone who has made a coming out video. They really have made an impact on my life, and I think they're such a staple for our community, and they just bond us together. I'm sick. I'd like to apologize in advance. It's a winter here, so it's going around. So without further ado, I'm gonna start from the beginning. As a kid, I was more feminine. I knew I was different. I just went to my cousin's house and I'd try on her dresses, and I'd sleep over there all the time. And when her birthday rolled around, I was the only guy there. Most, like, my guys' cousins would call me gay, and they'd ask me if I was going to grow up gay. They'd call me faggot, and I didn't know what that meant at the time. I was having fun. My childhood was the best time in my life. So I didn't let it faze me. I grew up Catholic, and homosexuality wasn't a topic that was spoken of a lot. It was just generally known that a man and woman were supposed to get married and produce children. So it just wasn't really something that was talked about in our household. So I tried to suppress these feelings, and later on I thought I was going to hell because of these feelings. I started to date girls to try to straighten myself. And that obviously didn't work. You can't change your sexuality. So I've had 2 heterosexual relationships, one in 6th grade and one my junior year. The one in 6th grade, it just didn't mean anything. It was a grade school relationship. It was kind of funny. I always joke about that relationship. She was this Italian girl who was not the smartest girl. She was a nice gal. Let's just say that. And then I had one junior year, and she is my best friend now, which is good. But we met at a school dance, and I was like, well, I think she's more into me than I am, and like that's kind of when I started to realize that I was gay, because I didn't get anything out of this relationship. And I mean, like, I always knew that I was gay, but that's when I really knew that I was gay, because I didn't get anything out of this relationship. Like, when I kissed her, there was no sparks, there was no feeling behind it, there was no passion. So yeah. So I started to come out to my friends. I came out to my cousin, who I mentioned earlier, and she was totally accepting. She was so glad that I came out to her. And then I started to come out to my friends, and it could have been better. Some were shocked, and some had a gaydar, as you could say, and they kind of had suspicions. And then, the moment of truth, I came out to my parents. So here we go. My mom was totally accepting. This is probably the hardest thing I've had to do. It is the hardest thing I've had to do in my life. But I think she said she did know, because I guess I've been dropping hints to her, and she told my dad, she's like, I think Hubie's been trying to tell us something. So she just wants me to be safe, I guess. She was supportive, but she wants me to be safe. And my dad was completely supportive, and I haven't always had the best relationship with my dad, and so I think coming up to my dad was a bit harder, but I think that bonded us closer together, which is really great. Um, but I think coming out has really grown my. It's made me more comfortable in my own skin, and it's the best decision I've made in my life. I'm so glad that I did it fairly young in my life, and people around me have told me, they're like, "Oh, Hubie, you've blossomed," and I couldn't be more happy. I mean, I have been really depressed. Like a year ago, I was severely depressed, and I think that was the reason, because I was in the closet and I was trying to be someone who I wasn't. So my message to anybody in the closet is just to try to find yourself and just do some soul searching. I mean, coming out you don't have to rush it, but I encourage you to do it eventually, because it does help the community. And to all the people watching, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna upload more videos eventually. For everyone always, Hubie Stoermann.